What a shepherd found in this cave changed his life forever. Ilya lived in a small village at the foot of Altai Mountains and worked as a shepherd. He worked almost since childhood, since the age of 12. At first only in the summer because in the autumn it was necessary to go to school. But by 14 years, Ilya already understood that the school is certainly important, however work brings money. As soon as he had the opportunity, Ilya dropped out of school and started leading collective farm cows to the pasture. The work ended with the first snow and the cows were in the stall for the winter. It was already too late to come to school. In a word, Ilya dropped out after the 6th grade. What else does he need? He knows how to read, counts as well as others, especially money. Ilya liked money. Soon the guy realized that it's possible to be satisfied not only with the collective farm salary. For a separate fee, he took herds of domestic village cows from private owners. The chairman tried to quarrel with him, forbidding him to do so, and Ilya just put a whip on the table and said then and there that the chairman would have to take care of the cows for him. The chairman came to terms with it, especially since Ilya took care of the cows well, was not lazy, did not take the animals to the same place, always chose the meadows with the juiciest grass for the herd. Ilya was not afraid to go with thick grass or on fields without trees to hide from the sun. The cows returned home fed, happy, and full of milk. The milk yield increased. The calves were born healthy. Into a word, no one complained. Everyone was happy. Both owners and cows. And how many animals there follow Ilya? A couple of tens more or a couple of tens less. Does it matter? There are enough herbs in the field for everyone. Ilya was certainly a shepherd from God. He almost knew his cows in the face and did not let them lie on the spot. He tied up especially active cows so that they didn't run around just for fun. Ilya worked with love, desire, and dedication. A big black dog walked with him, and it's unclear where he found him. Ilya says that she got attached to him. In the evenings, domestic cows went to the village on their own and then went to their homes. Cows are no worse than dogs. They know where they live and where they're milked. Collective farm cows went straight to the cow barn. Ilya's dog did not let them turn towards the village. As soon as the last cow turned aside, the dog stood across the road and the collective cows were no longer even looking there. They were afraid of Ilya's dog. Even though Ilya did not go to school anymore, he loved to read books. Ilya read somewhere that cows need to walk in winter, so he chose good weather for a walk and went on the road. He did it, however, once a week and not far from home. At first, the chairman was worried, then noticed that the milk yield was not decreasing and did not argue. Cows walk in the snow, although at first it was something strange and surprising for them. Then Ilya taught them to dig up and find last year's grass. A few cows understood how to do it, and others saw and started doing the same. The villagers laughed, saying that you, Ilya, should perform in the circus with his trained cows. They did not let their own cows out in the winter. Suddenly, everything changed. Ilya climbed with his herd on a high meadow, and when he returned home, he noticed one of the cows was missing. He counted the cows many times, but one was missing. Ilya went to look for it. He searched until darkness. In the morning, Ilya decided to go again to look for the cow, although it was said that it would be frosty outside. The chairman said that Ilya may not worry about it, and the cost of the cow will simply be deducted from his salary. Not immediately, of course, in parts. But for Ilya, it was a matter of honor. So he got up in the morning and he went to search for it again. Not far from the pasture, he found a gorge with the remains of a lost cow in it. At first, Ilya thought the cow was tired and fell. But then he went down and examined everything. He realized that someone had brought the cow here. Judging by the tracks, it was the snow leopard, also known as the ounce. Ilya looked back. He felt uncomfortable in some way. The guy knew that these snow leopards do not attack people, but they do not leave their prey unattended. When he returned to the village, he told everyone that the snow leopard had stolen the cow, but nobody believed him, because such animals had never been seen in these parts of the country. The snow leopard is found high in the mountains and doesn't go down even in the foothills. Everyone, even the chairman, and he is a serious man indeed, did not believe Ilya. The chairman told Ilya not to lie and that he would still deduct the money from the cow from his salary. Ilya was a proud guy. He had money, savings. Ilya went home, after which he brought money for the dead cow to the office. He threw it on the table. Already leaving, he turned around and said he did not give up his words and really saw the traces of a white leopard. For a while, the village was calm. People made fun of Ilya, but soon everything was forgotten. By the spring, messages were actively received saying that dogs were disappearing in the village. Not often, of course, but 3 people complained about it. Then 2 more came and also filed a statement about the missing dogs. It's just that until that moment they thought that their animals just ran away, so they didn't complain immediately. Rumors spread throughout the village. Someone remembered Ilya's story about the white leopard. Others claimed that the gypsies took their dogs away. Opinions were divided. With the arrival of spring, the villagers who believed Ilya were even afraid to let their cows go to pasture. The chairman provided Ilya with 2 assistants. Goats and sheep began to disappear in the village, but the cows were no longer lost. One villager even saw a snow leopard at night, which dragged a goat straight from the stable. Now no one doubted that Ilya was telling the truth. The villagers stopped letting their cows go to pasture, hid dogs in barns and houses at night, and did not let the children go for walks. Now Ilya went in search of a snow leopard. He wanted to understand what this wild cat suddenly came to such a low area concerning its usual habitat. Ilya was not a hunter, never went hunting, didn't like it, but the traces were well dismantled. First of all, he needed the skill of searching for lost cows, the ability to look for wolf tracks near the pasture. Ilya was sure that he could find a predatory cat, which deprived their village of peace. Facing the snow leopard in the mountains is quite a rare phenomenon. This cat is very secretive and does not like to be seen, especially by humans. But Ilya's perseverance was rewarded, and soon he began to see the traces of an animal. And then he came across a cave hidden by stones. Examining the cave, he saw the remains of food and animal bones. In the far corner of the cave, on a bed of grass and leaves, Ilya found 2 snow leopard kittens. Now it's clear why the animal began to visit the village and carry food. A mother could not leave her babies hungry, and they needed more food. The babies were looking at Ilya and hissing. He did not touch the kittens. Ilya took shelter not far from the cave entrance, though you cannot hide from the snow leopard. Most likely the mother cat's already watching him from the outside. Ilya wanted to see how she would get into her dwelling, but for a very long time no one showed up. From the cave, no one could hear kittens giving sad signals, but their mother did not appear. Ilya had already frozen because in the mountains it was quite cold even in the summer, unlike the temperature on the ground. The boy came home, took the meat, and went to feed the kittens. He threw them a piece of meat from afar, and they greedily threw themselves on the food and started growling at each other. But it was time to do something and look for their mother. For several days in a row, Ilya fed the kittens and continued to look for a mother cat. He examined, it seemed, all paths and passages. Really, did the cat abandon its children? It remains only to examine the ledge above the cave where Ilya could not climb. He went around and there he saw a snow leopard trapped by a wire. The guy did not immediately understand exactly how the trap was set. The animal was wounded and tried to get out, aggravating the situation. A lot of ingenuity and skill had to be shown to the guy to release the snow leopard. The cat looked at the man with caution. It did not understand what he planned to do and kept its claws ready. Ilya had to act with very slow and careful movements. Finally, the captive mother of the 2 snow kittens was free. It rushed to the side and ran to its lair. Ilya did not see how she returned to her children, but she did not check. He knew exactly what it was like for her, felt it with his heart. The wounded cat could not hunt with the same dexterity and luck. Ilya continued to feed the family. It was difficult because it took a lot of meat, but he spared neither money nor effort and went to the cave every day, liked to work, leaving his gifts. Judging by the fact that the meat was disappearing, his efforts were not in vain. Some time passed, and once the food left by him remained untouched. Ilya, forgetting about caution, threw himself into the cave, but there was nobody there. Obviously, the mother took her cubs. Ilya was even upset. After the snow leopards left the cave, Ilya several more times checked their lair, but it was empty. The babies grew up and their mother took them away. Ilya returned to his usual job. The residents still behaved cautiously, fearing the return of the cat, although Ilya assured them that it would not be. Once when he was on the pasture alone, accompanied only by his dog, which was already quite old and could not walk far, the wolf came to them from the gorge. A big, strong wolf. It had been a long time since such wolves had appeared at the edges since their cat mother of saved appeared. It was not clear who he would choose as a victim, the dog or the owner. It was useless to run. Suddenly, 3 snow leopards attacked the wolf because of the stones. The forces were unequal and the great predator retreated. Ilya was sure that it was the cat he had saved. The cat and her 2 kittens, who had already grown up, saved him. They were saved thanks to him and still kept close to their mother. This is such an incredible story, and thank you for hearing it to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click on that bell to not miss any of our new videos. And of course, thank you very much for your activity, for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Good luck.